Okay, good afternoon, gents. Hope everyone is okay. It is Wednesday, the 28th of June. We've obviously got this news. Powell will be talking in about 5 minutes. So whether this is based on that, I don't know, but it's clearly going a little bit sideways, unsure what to do. But what I have noticed, we have got a lump of liquidity under here, so that's what's keeping me out of maybe thinking we've had a little bit overshoot here in the same year, so maybe we're going up, I don't know, but there is a lump of liquidity, so I tend to stay out of anything if there is just under there, because in some cases it can trigger you, stop you out, and then off it goes again. But there is this news, but it is him talking, so whether we'll get any type of spike or whether we'll, it's hard to say really. So, who we got in this morning? Indy, good morning. How are you? How you doing, buddy? Breck, good afternoon, mate. David, how are you? Rodian, how you doing, mate? Or g'day, mate, should I say? Sorry. That's about my best Australian. JP, how you doing, buddy? NC, good morning, good afternoon. Good morning, good afternoon to you. So, yeah, clearly a little bit sideways there, sort of no real direction. We've sort of 2, 4, 6, 8. We've been working in around about 10 points, 10-point range, which is not a lot really. So even if you wanted to fade this, it's a bit of a doji, isn't it? And then all of a sudden it just comes straight in. So trouble is when you get a bit of sideways, you don't know whether to fade him or whether it's actually working out. So g'day. Yeah, so I've just started watching some of the cricket. I think Australia are 1-4 something or other at the moment. Play was halted, actually. There was a guy run onto the pitch with an orange flare. No idea why. Johnny Burstow tackled him and carried him out, so it was halted for a while. So where are we now? Oh, Australia, 106 for 2. We picked up another wicket. Good. Smith's in. Who's gone? Warner's gone. Who else? Someone else must have done. Anyway, most of you US guys probably won't even know what cricket is, I don't think. You might recognise it. It's played with a bat. Everyone's dressed in white. And we stop multiple times throughout the day for something to eat. So, there we go. Exponential Trader. Good morning, Lance, from Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Fantastic. You have some great names. Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Never been to the US. It is on my list of places to go. I don't know where, though. There's multiple places I'd love to go. I suppose the closest I've been to the US is Cuba, which was about 10, 12 years ago. But I would love to go to New York for Christmas. That'd be nice. Maybe leading up to Christmas, a little bit of shopping. And I'd like to go maybe somewhere warm, somewhere sort of southeast, I suppose. I don't know. There's so many places to go to in the States, isn't it? It's a bit hard to pick a place really if you're going to go. But I know a friend of mine's been to, where am I thinking? Sarasota a few times. He said it's beautiful down there. So, but yeah, there's so much to do, isn't there? So many places I'd like to visit. Hopefully, trading in some decent money is going to do it. South Africa is definitely on my list, as Wood knows. Australia is on my list. US is on my list. I'd love to do. I've been around Europe a little bit. I worked in France and Austria when I was a young lad. When I was a chef around some of the ski resorts. I've been around Europe a few places. Italy's on my list. That's another place I'd love to go. Love to go to Rome. So, this news. 2 minutes. 1 minute. So, whether we're going to get a spike or not, I don't know. But I've shoved that there just in case we forget, because I forgot myself before. You got to know what a crumpet is to understand cricket you have. You have, yeah. Now, I know you US guys don't know cricket. I don't know why, I mean, really. But I remember seeing a cricketer on one of the chat shows years ago, and I think it was who's married to Ben Affleck? Jennifer? Yeah, she was completely clueless. Okay, that's what I thought. Now, you think take these bottoms, don't you? But I noticed there was a massive amount of liquidity down there, which kept me out of them, and rightly so, because we pushed down. Now, that liquidity is now been picked up. Now, ordinarily, if that finishes bullish, I would take that. But we've got that news event, so I've just got to stay out of it, unfortunately. It's a shame, isn't it? Sometimes you get some decent trades. Measured move at played out, is it? Okay, yeah, that would make sense. So ordinarily, if that was bullish, I'd take that. But we got this news event. Okay, so the market's open and we got the news event at the same time. I don't recall this being usually the same time as the market officially opens. Perhaps I'm wrong. I can't think of any news events that usually start at the same time. Maybe I'm wrong and I've just missed it. I haven't paid much attention, but it's usually either say 1:30 or 3 o'clock or 2:45. I'm on about UK time, but never usually when the market opens. So I suppose we're just going to have to sit tight here and see what happens. But I expected, when we had that little bit of spike in there, I thought that's the news, but then I just didn't twig that it's exactly the same time as the official open. So let's pop that there just in case so people are aware of it. It's just a speech, you can take it out. Yeah, that's the trouble, isn't it? It's hard to know what to do because obviously as he's making this speech, he'd be giving out little bits of information that might spark some interest. And that may spike something slightly positive, in which case market might climb a little bit. So it's hard to say, really. Now, I was looking at Mac's video last night, and he was looking at the daily, and it said to him, it looks like we may have a downward movement. So, Graham Worcester, how are you? Worcester, Graham, are you US or... Because every US I know, every US guy can't say the word Worcester, and it's not your second name, so you might be a very special US guy. Okay, so that measured move has played out. So, yeah, as I was saying, sorry, when Mac was talking about the daily last night, he mentioned that we may get now a move down. We're due for a move down by the looks of things, so it's hard to say, but I am looking at that. Now that actually kind of fits, and based on what I'm seeing now, that makes sense. So, trouble is when you've had this, it's hard to know. I mean, that with Powell talking, he might start on a positive note. You don't know if it's positive or if it's slightly negative. You don't know. So, and when it's been doing this, sometimes it's hard to know whether to fade this or whether to go with it. So I think the best option is to let it fade, give it the chance to fade, and if it doesn't or if it continues down, then obviously treat it as a downtrend. Oh, you are UK, great, okay, yeah. You ask an American to say Worcester, and they're fall apart. They're all over the place. Now, if you're from Worcester, then that would be ironic, wouldn't it? Fits the lower better. Yeah, it sort of fits the low. See, normally you would go from that second swing, which would mean, and I've done this before, I've actually waited for it to come back to the EMA and gone short, and it's gone up. And I've said, what's gone on? And I've realised it's... So usually you go off those first two swings where it starts from there, plus that swing, and it fits there. So that would be a small break. So what I want to do is give it a chance to go up to the EMA or continue down, just to give us a bit more of a picture. I have family living in Worcester, Massachusetts. Centertown is wrong. Let me correct you quickly. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. It's like Worcestershire. I mean, they got Worcestershire sauce. We don't even call it Worcestershire sauce. We just call it Worcester sauce. I mean, you Americans, it's Worcestershire sauce, isn't it? You struggle a bit there, but no. Worcester sauce, that's it. Nothing more complicated than that. But if you wanted to call it the proper name, it would be Worcestershire sauce. So it's hard to know what's going on here, because technically, if I went off those two swings and it kind of fits there, we've had a small break and a new low. Now, obviously there's two schools of thought. A lot of the time we've had this. You get something the other end as well when you get an overshoot. But also normally if it's ranging, you would fade the range. So if it's had a break, you would and made a new low, you may be looking for longs. If you're fading the range, you may be looking for longs. But under this circumstances, you could get trapped, because basically what Mac mentioned last night about we could be in for some downward movement. It's hard from from Kent, but living in Lisbon. Oh, I got you, yeah. I spent some time in Kent when I was young. We lived in Shoebury-Ness when I was a young lad. My dad was in the army at the time, so we spent a bit of time down there. Beautiful area there, a beautiful part of the country, Kent. Beautiful. Now in Lisbon. Hey, it's a change. Well, you're not missing the weather today. It's heavy rain out there at the moment. It's been beautiful for the last 4 weeks, and the last week we've had a bit of rain, which I suppose we needed. JP, yeah, of course. You have got Worcester in Massachusetts, haven't you? Yeah, people get very protective over their names, don't they? So, yeah, I'm a bit on the fence was what to do here. I'm just going to have to let this go. Ordinarily, I'd fade that, but this to me looks like a channel. And I am aware that there may be some downward stuff, so we're just going to have to give it a bit of time here. Now, there is some liquidity at 4,400. That's the largest area, which is about 350 orders. Excuse me. There's obviously a lot down. Sorry, obviously, it's not obvious, is it? There's some down here as well. So I think we may be moving down here, personally. I think if we were going to fade the range, that would be the bar to do it. And it's come out about the same distance there. So this may be a break, and it may come down, and then there may end up being something wider. That is possible, and I wouldn't be surprised if that fits that. Yeah, it's hard to say at the moment, isn't it? But I tend to try and avoid them just yet. So let's go with the obvious off those first two swings, and then give it a chance to sort itself out, whether it's going up or whether it's going down. But it touches there, touches the low, so that confirms it. The back end fits quite nice. Smoky here. I wonder if the Canadians are aware their country's on fire. Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at some pictures. It might have been New York, actually, and it had like a yellow haze to the sky, which apparently was from the smoke from up in Canada. You don't associate Canada with sort of fires, do you? Associate it with everything's white and snowy and couldn't possibly catch on fire, but it's been pretty bad, isn't it? I have, as you can see down here, I've been trading a new evaluation. I tend to speed them up a bit, I do. Just go for a few more, but I did $800 this morning on that. I did one quick micro on those two evaluations. They'll pass day after tomorrow. They're over their 3,000, so that will then... So with those two, it'll take me up to 6 PA accounts, and hopefully that'll take me up to 7. What I'd like to do is to get up to 20 PA accounts and trade them separately, 10 one day, 10 the next day. So I haven't got all my eggs in one basket. The trouble is, you just don't know whether there's going to be any type of a black swan event, you know. If I make a mistake, or let's say, for instance, something goes wrong, I open a trade or something goes wrong, and Ninja Trader goes down. I believe Ninja Trader don't cover your losses. I think you take the hit. So I just don't fancy having 20 accounts in one pot. If something goes wrong, we have some sort of news event that I miss and something drops dramatically. I don't know, whatever. So I'd like to trade 10 and 10. Sunny, how you doing? Good afternoon, my friend. 44.15. 44.15. Okay, that would that would be this support up here. So it is slowly working up, but it's not working up convincingly yet. So maybe that is just a channel and a break and a new low. So let's get rid of that. I think it's irrelevant at the moment. So this is probably fading this. It's just the angle isn't going up strong enough for me to think about going long just yet. So let's have a look. First entry, there's the failure. There's a higher low there. I'm just wondering whether there's going to be any shorts there. One tick lower on someone else's chart, that might look okay. I'm just going to reload my data. It's looking like it's working its way back into the range. But I'm just being a little bit careful here, just in case. Okay, so once there's the failure. Bit of an odd bar there, but it is looking like we're working back in. I can't see anything in the way of a bigger channel down at the moment. Sally mentioned support up here. It makes sense. However, there is liquidity at 403. There is some at 400. And there is some... The highest I can see is 410, which is around about this midline. So...
Order filled.
I'm going to take that. It's a higher low. I like that. Just going to go for a couple of points there. That pushed up really nice and strong there. 06. One more tick. Four, five, six. It's only a 2-point risk. I like the way that came down and pushed up really strongly. Everything's triggered that it should have done. Yeah. Call that a higher low, really. I like the way it came down really strong and pushed up. And we do seem to be working back into here, so... I managed to get in right on top of there as well, so that's good. So I'm going to see how this finishes. I may take it a bit higher, actually. Let's take it a bit higher. Still wouldn't have got 2 points anyway if I'd have left it. You got 8 for 2 points. I don't think I got 2 points, did I? I think 5.5. 2 points would be there for me, and I haven't hit it. Might just have a couple of legs down, but let's leave it there anyway, see what happens. I'm just going to give it an extra tick just in case. So it's a 425 point risk. I wouldn't have got the 2 points anyway, so.
Stop, Phil.
That's a shame. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, there we go. So it came down and got me by 2 ticks. Let's have a look. Okay. Yeah, I got in right on the top and it didn't give me the 2 points, so it looks like we may be having some downward stuff. Oh, that's a shame. I thought that looked really good, to be fair. I thought we were pushing right in. Oh, you got, yeah, I got in literally right on the button and it didn't give me. That's a shame. I thought that was going to push right up. I got in there. No, 1.5 it went up from where I was. Giving bad news. Yeah, that's the issue. See, it's hard to know what to do. I mean, that looked nice when we came down and that pushed up really strong. That's a shame, isn't it? Down 225 on my account. Oh, well. Let's have a look. Maybe it's a leg down and a leg down. That's not a good start, is it? I thought we were in for sure there. The way that was pushing up there, I thought it was just going to rocket up there. Okay. Hey, J37, how you doing? Yeah, there was an overshoot, but as we're fading the range and pulling back in, I thought that was at least going to go up to the midline, and I'd have been out by then. Trying to set these evaluations up from Apex. I got you. They're not difficult. Okay, so that's faded and hasn't had none of it. We're pushing down, which is telling me V-shape coming. See, I don't know whether we're going up or down now. I'd say based on what I can see, it's probably down. Let me have a look. There is some liquidity down at 90. Let's have a look. And there's some up as much as 9. So it's, I don't know what's going on at the moment, whether we're going up, down, what. I've got no idea. Copy. Paste. And there's some up there. See, Sally mentioned target where. Keep this as target 44.12, which is up here. Overreaction to the news, yeah, probably. Trouble is, how long does the news go on for? Yeah. Looking for something there, maybe a lower high. That's frustrating when it goes without you. Let's just get this out of the way a minute. It's just getting me way a bit. So I've had that push down, made 2 attempts to go higher. Yeah, so if we were pushing up, anything from the news might give us some negative. So usually it picks it all back up, doesn't it? So I don't know, perhaps we are pushing back and it's hard to say at the moment. Let's get rid of that in a minute. That there, what happens after a W? Do we go up or come back down? We go down, make 2 attempts to go higher and then down again? Not sure. So does that mean you're likely to go down, Sania, or up after a W? Possible above 44.05. No, if we get above there, yeah. So we made 2 attempts to go low and then a push up. Or at the bottom, which is missed, yeah. There is some liquidity just under there, so it's hard to know what's going on at the moment. The trade you took, it did line up well, just didn't get the follow through. Yeah, I mean, when we had this and we had this break and it started to push up, that tells me it's more likely to fade. And when that came down, it pushed up strongly, which that tells me it's coming in. Now, I added it 2 points and I put it up to about 3. I thought after that buy, it was just going to push strongly because I knew, obviously, all this resistance up here. But yeah, and then we just had that turn and a drop. But it's one of those things. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But I took that as a higher low. It came back down, dropped below, and then pushed up, finished on its highs. And after that bar, I thought, another point, literally between there and there, I'd have been out. But there you go, it happens. So really, we need to get above this area, don't we, before we think about going along again. Possible second entry long there, but it's just so hard, isn't it? Yeah, so perhaps that was a bit of bad news and we had a couple of drops and then pushing back up. So this is probably going to push where I expected this to push. I'm not a fan of it. It's a little bit congested there. It's made me a bit nervous. Trouble is there some resistance building up along there? There is a little bit. It is a bit choppy, isn't it? Yeah, I looked at it, but it's just hard to tell at the moment because it's in the middle of doing that. You just don't know. Get a second entry long off here. That might be a way up. Touched a few times here. There is some liquidity at 10 up there, which is the midline. Okay, possible second entry long. First entry. I need it to drop below here a bit and then sit on top of there. Yeah, there is a lot, isn't there? Oh dear, what's going on? Can't really trade this, can you? It's just all over the place. That one there, yeah. Just closed just under, didn't it? That's what made me a bit nervous about it. See, yeah, there's a bit of a channel there, isn't there? And then we got a break, maybe a new high. Hard to say, isn't it? Ooh, second entry short there. That's triggered. I do wonder if we have got something working down. Just I looked at that second entry short there. Just too early, really. No, it's not really, is it? Yeah, there is a failure there, but it's just you just can't trade that because 1 minute it's triggering something, then going up, stopping them out. But there is a failure just under. It's kind of nice where it is. You think maybe a couple of legs down, but I don't know. It's just too risky. It's also a second entry short. Yeah, see if you look after this there's a new low. First entry, it's a second entry short, and it's a failure right at the EMA, but because it's so congested, it just makes it less reliable. But okay, so that worked. I would have taken 2 points out of that one. Try to go once, try twice, failure, second entry short work. Lovely, actually, but there you go. It's typical. Whenever you stay out because it's this, it just works a treat. I mean, that would have gone down for 4 points, I think. Typical. I'd have picked it up there. You'd have certainly got 3 points out of it if you'd have taken it on the button. Yeah, I am getting that sort of downward momentum. Let's see if we get lower here. Still a bit early, really. Okay, when you put it like that, that looks nice. I think we may be getting some downward stuff by the looks of things. That actually looks quite nice. Touch, 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 touch. Then if I'd have had there, then I may have taken that. That would have worked beautifully, but there you go. We need to get below here, really, to think about going short. I think that's a trap. Might not be, but I'm not a fan of it. I'd rather have a second entry short. See if this holds. Whew. Excuse me for just 1 minute. Oh, that's frustrating when you see a big move like that. Okay, short-term trend channel break, new high. Okay. Hey. In fact, you could drag that in there, actually. Fits just as well, I think. Yeah, see, that just looked like 2 legs down, didn't it, from there, I think? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I was looking for shorts. Well, I even looked at that one. Obviously, I didn't take it because it hadn't really confirmed we're in a trend, a downtrend. But and obviously we're in the middle of going up at the moment. So maybe a bit of an overshoot there. So we may push a bit and then come down. So maybe looking for shorts now. failure there. I like the way it's retested this as well. Prefer to go a bit higher than that. That's the bit that's making me nervous. We haven't quite gone high enough to think about going short yet. I'm not saying it's not going, but in fact, I'm tempted to go short below here.
Order submitted.
Because there's a second entry long there. There's a second entry long there which is triggered. And it's also a failure. I like the way it's come down and tested this. But no, I'm just not sure about it. I just don't know why it's stacking up.
Order cancelled.
Just past 5 here. Good for you, mate. First time using a copier. Excellent. Well done, mate. Well done. Just got to try and keep them now slow and steady. Got to take your time. In fact,
order filled.
I'm going along above this because it's made 2 attempts to go lower and I want to see a new high. We've had a break out of this. 2 attempts to go lower. It's a second entry long. It's a higher low that's triggered. There's a higher low there as well. 1 tick off its high. Trigger. Once it gets above there, I think it'll hit some stops. Push up. Come on. Okay, that's triggered the higher low. Second entry long. Higher low. Looking for a new high. Quite a few stops potentially there. In fact, I'm going to come down just, let's go there. There's going to be some stops above there, I don't doubt it, so that's where I'd like to get out really. In fact, I'm going to move my stop to where the higher low is. Less risk then. It's 2-point risk. Come on, push up.
Order filled.
Beautiful. Back in the green. Excellent. Okay. Let's mark that up. So it was that one, the higher low. Now, which one did I lose? It was that one, wasn't it? Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, we had this channel up here. We had a second entry along there, a little bit side. We pushed out, came back. I like the way it retested this. One tick off its high, higher low. And that was good for... All I wanted to do was get above there. It was probably going to make the heights. But we still got this area which we haven't hit, see. And there is liquidity at 15. 15, just below it and just above it, there's about 700 orders just around about there. So at least I'm back in the green then, that's good. So, thank you, Edward. I needed it. It's nothing worse than going down on your first trade, but we had this strong channel up here. We had... it pushed down, was going a bit sideways, and it bounced a few times. And then we pushed up out of it, came back down, and then pushed up. One took off its high, and the rest is history. But this is the area I think it needs to get to. But there is, as I say, that lump of liquidity. There's about 700 or 800 orders in and around that area there. It's just, it was nice, but I'd have preferred to get in there and rode that for the top. Okay, so we've hit that top of the... top of that channel now, so that's a good thing. So it definitely seems like we're ranging at the moment. So what did I get there? What was I down? 225, wasn't it? I think so. So minus 2.25 points. I thought that was really good, actually. I really liked that trade, working up like that, fading this. I thought it, once it started to push there, I thought it was just going to rocket. It's just a shame, really. It was 4 ticks off my target, and then, see, that's so tempting to take as well up the top but there, but I'm going to leave it. And that was 9.5, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 3.75. Is that right? It's not right, is it? 9.5, so half, 2.75 points. There we go. That's better. It's possible to get a second leg. I don't think we will, because there's quite a lot of selling around about there. Okay, around about 15 to 16, there's nearly 700 orders up there. Missed the action. It's just a higher low. We had this second entry. There was a second entry long there, but I didn't like it. Mac takes these a lot of the time, and it went a bit sideways, started to push up, pushed up, came back down, gave us a higher low, 1 tick off its high, and then it didn't go up that quick. But obviously you can see it's moving up. But I don't think we'll get a measured leg, but anything's possible. Yeah, that seems a bit high for me. Although there is some at 20, it is possible. Let's put that like that. It's on the midline, isn't it? So that's possible, but there is a lump of liquidity around here, which has just pushed through some of that. Most of it's okay. It's taken a lot of it now. Let's get rid of that now. $44.15 completed. One, two, three, four. Yeah, I'm a bit what actually. I'm a little bit nervous about it. I knew this was a target area, and I knew we'd had a second entry long, and I knew it was bottoming a few times and that. So I ummed and ahed whether to take that, but I'm trying. If I see something that I think is worth a trade, and it was a higher low, it bounced 3 times off there. It was a higher low, and it was 1 tick off its high. Sometimes I am getting that, oh, I don't want to, do you know what I mean? Can any expert predict this? Well, you seem to be doing a pretty good job, mate. Yeah, it's tough to predict, isn't it? But you're doing a grand job of it. But no, as I was saying, but I'm trying to force myself. You know, I've heard people going on about, getting scared to take a trade. You can't be. If you see something, you've just got to go for it. Yeah, I mean, it was a tick off its high. We'd bounced a few times here. And not only we bounced a few times, we bounced off that midline a few times. And then we pushed with this one. Then we came back and then gave us that one. And then, well, after seeing this and still not reaching these highs, that's why I didn't want to go short. Can you imagine how many people went short there? Lower high, but... yeah, I'm just forcing myself to do it. Sometimes I don't want to. I'd rather be a little bit hesitant in taking a trade than jumping in. So I seem to have gone from one extreme to the other where I'd see something that looked like half a trade, maybe not a great setup, and I'd take it. So I've actually, gone from one extreme to the other, which is not a bad thing. And I think it's also part of the... it's part of the journey, isn't it? You end up getting a bit silly a lot of the time, and then you maybe go to the other extreme, going too safe, and then it's finding. I was talking about this yesterday. It's trying to find that balance where if you see a good trade, you've just got to go for it. And sometimes the trouble is, taking a trade here, you got seconds to think about it. It's not something you can sit and mull over for 10 minutes. You've got seconds, and then it goes without you, so you've kind of missed it. And then if you do get in. Obviously you're risking more and more the further you get in. You're risking more and more. Got a 50 P8 now. Good for you. Timothy Marks. Where are you from, Timothy? Are you a new face? I've not spoke to you much. Where are you from, buddy? Are you UK or are you US or what? A 50 P8. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It's nice when you get a P8. Okay, that measured leg. Well, I didn't think it would. But that measured leg... it's going to touch. We'll take away from it. So if anybody thinks markets are random, look at that. Would you have guessed? Now, if we were an uptrend after seeing that, I may have held on a bit, but I'm not expecting it to go much higher than this. I know this is probably our top. And for me, it's more about getting above that bar, which is why I got out for... Denver, Colorado. I got you. Welcome. Well done. Good for you. nice when you get a PA. Is it your first? If it's your first, it's nice feeling. You know, when I got my first PA, I thought that was it. I'm going to make a fortune. I remember speaking to my mum mum was around then, and speaking to my auntie, and I went round to visit and I went, that's it, I'm going to become a trader. How embarrassing was it the following day when they asked me how I was getting on? Look at that. See, look. Let's just get that accurate. I mean, look at that. It's gone up a touch there and turned. Look at that. I think these aren't accurate. Measured moves. Do you know what? Learning these measured moves really helped my trading. It's given me that confidence that if I get in a trade, I've got a good idea where it's likely to go. You know, for instance, with this one, we had that pushback. Chances are, leg down, we're going to get another leg, and we did. I think it was, where was that? How accurate was that? Let's have a look. That was the first one. Where did we come down to there? Yeah. Overshot it a bit there, but, you know, if you don't put these in, start putting them in, because look at that. I'd have never guessed that was going to do there. I thought we might break over these highs, maybe hit these support areas, but there you go. So I'll break out of overnight range, yeah. I just don't know here, see. Let's have a look. There is liquidity as high as 29. Doesn't mean it's going to get there. You know, I listen to these liquidity areas that are higher up when we're in an uptrend. That's where they give you confidence, or a downtrend. I mean, if we got a really nice, strong uptrend that's confirmed, and I see these areas, that's when, you know, I don't mind taking setups because I know where it's likely to go. So the trouble is, we've had a touch here, and we've had a touch here. I prefer to touch this top, come back here before I think about going. Maybe as we're in a channel going up, but my third actually, but been on a long slump lately. Yeah, we all go through that, mate. I got a PA account up to $7,500 in January. I took my first $2,000 payment, and I thought I'd made it. And then, because I seemed to be doing that well, I had 18 green days in a row. I was never down. I was up at least 150, between 150 and $1,300. 4525 is pending target. Then actual downtrend may start. 4525 up here. So yeah, let's say the yesterday's highs. So that's the target. Yeah, we can get a second entry. But yeah, I got up to $7,500, took a payment, and I didn't set myself rules of 2 losses in a day, walk away. Now, 2 losses in a day, based on what the ATR is now, you're talking about $450. I didn't. I had a really bad day. I had a bad hit of $2,300, and that absolutely rattled me. And you could tell I was rattled because the following day I lost $1,700, and I was that, you know, psychologically damaged from those 2 big hits. I just never recovered. The account was blown a week later, which is a shame. But then I went for a stage of just throwing money at it, just stupid gambling. I was angry, I was frustrated. And then you start to sort of get a little bit better. And then I managed to build an account up and get a payment in April. And then I'd say about three or 4 weeks ago, something just changed. I just started taking better trades. I was taking stupid risks. I started taking better trades. Something just seemed to change, and I seem to have been able to improve ever since. So it's a series of hurdles, isn't it? You know, it's, for me, it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But I remember Chris Childers, who works for Apex. He also trades himself, and he's had a series of ups and downs. He's had payments and losses and payments and losses. And he had 4 payments of $3,500, so $14,000. He said that's the best he'd had. So it does take time, but you just get better and better and earn more and more and get more and more stable. Things seem more, you know. Yeah, so you've got to be careful there. So tempting to go long there. It's a second entry long. There is a target up here, so you would think that would be a good place to go long, but And it's probably going to rocket up. What I tend to do in these circumstances, if I see a good setup, but I'm not sure, I might just trade one of my accounts as opposed to all of them. The trouble is with this, it could. The reason it doesn't fit the back, yeah, see that? Second entry long. Trouble is, it could end up coming out here. This could end up going to a spiking channel. See what I mean? And if I'm going long here, it might trigger me and come down. It may end up being like that. In fact, let me just toggle off and just trade one of my accounts. Let's trade 25, which is the lowest, 26. Let's trade 26. It's naff anyway. Okay, forget it. Let's go back. So 24, toggle on. Let me just check everything's working.
Order submitted.
4 PAs and the 1 evaluation. Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Order
if I see
canceled.
something, but I'm a bit nervous, but it looks like a good setup, then it's good practice actually. Then maybe not trade them all. Maybe trade 1 or 2 or maybe an evaluation. So we got this. You'd normally make a new high from here. Now we know there's some liquidity up here as high as 29. Not 44.25, 45.25. Oh, right up. Okay, so there's a good chance we could move up. That may turn into a spike and channel, but it's a bit early. But if I see something, sometimes you just don't want to miss it. And maybe a good idea just to reduce your, maybe go down to 1 contract, or just, I like the fact of having multiple accounts because you can just trade one of them. You don't have to trade them all. See, this is a bit early to do this really, until we maybe push up some more. Now buy only if top crosses. I mean, if it breaks above there, is that what you mean? When you say if top crosses, what do you mean? You mean above the high? Is that what you mean, Sania? Yeah, you've been around the trading business for a while, mate. Some of the terms you use, I think, a bit more advanced for me. Aren't we still ranging? Yeah, there is that possibility. Try go once, try go twice. See, it's such a strong push out that, isn't it? But yeah, that's the problem. You go long and it may come down here. So up 1,000 in my 50 PA accounts this week. Fingers crossed I don't blow it with this winning streak. Yeah, just go extra careful, Tyler. It's a nice sign. That is a good sign. I think sometimes, you know what I think happened to me? Yeah, okay, so only buy above. So if we go above, then maybe have a second entry long, and then, yeah. What happened to me is when I got my PA account up to $7,500, I think I got a bit too overconfident. And I remember jumping in the market, and I saw it was a range, and I just shorted it. And, you know, just a bit too confident, a bit too cocky, and it triggered me and stopped me out. And then it went a bit higher. No, downside possible. Then it went a bit higher and then gave me another short. So I shorted that, and then it ticked me again. And always be humble and always keep those basic rules. And I can't say enough. If you lose 2 trades in any one trading session, walk away. Based on that ATR, if I lose 2 trades, I've lost 225. I've lost $450. I can make that back tomorrow. Someone told me never lose more in one day than you can't make in the next, because if you continue, if you lose 2, it's done a little dent in your psychology there. So if you lose 2, I'd always walk away. That way you'll always survive. It's when you stay there, and I've done it myself. I've been a right idiot. You know, I'm one of my biggest critics. I frustrate the hell out of myself sometimes, but yeah, always cautious. If you lose 2 trades, unless you're someone like Sandy who's been doing it for donkey's years, it might not affect. But you know, if I've been doing this 2.5 years, a little bit over, and I class myself as still relatively inexperienced. I would class myself as just scratching the intermediate level where I can make money, but I still have problems with confidence. you know, confidence, self-belief, and discipline from time to time as well. Got 2 points there. Where'd you go long from here? Yeah, just unfortunately nothing really there for me. Same. Where'd you get your 2 points from? Did you go here somewhere? And you can't have taken it there because you got stopped out. If it doesn't sustain above 44.20, which is here, then it may come down to 44.11, which is here. In fact, let's put that back to 20. Oh, it's there anyway, 20. Okay. Then it may come down to 44.11, which is here. What I will say is if you lose a trade, your chances of losing one straight after increases by about 5-fold, in my opinion, because you've already had a little bit of damage. Now, when I lost that trade, what I do now is if I lose a trade, I try and assess how I feel, and I felt myself getting a bit warm. I could feel it around my head, and I just sat and took a few deep breaths and said to myself, the trade was okay. Sometimes things happen, blah, blah, blah. And that was it. And over the next 15 minutes, I felt myself calm down. But I wish people would talk about more, you know, experienced traders talk more about, does that feeling go away? Yeah, see, that's looking very much like a trend now, isn't it? Maybe a bit of a spike in channel. Let's have a look. From here, we got an initial push from here, touched here, touched here. Fits pretty nice on the backside. In fact, I could come down a fraction. I could probably go up a fraction. Yeah, okay, so we've made a new high. If we can continue to push up, then maybe there's upside. Trouble is we have hit that lump of liquidity now. There is some at 23, and there is some. Highest I can see is 29. Why is this so bloody long? Highest lump I can see is up here. See, we've sort of got a leg up here, one bigger leg and maybe a couple of legs of correction, and maybe we are going to continue higher. It's hard to say. What I will say, if any of you guys out there may be new to the channel or something, don't watch the Penguin guy. Penguin Trades, I think he's called. He does a bar by bar at the end of the day. Watch him. Because he's very good, and he's very good at getting a lot of points out of the market. He tends to average about 6 points a day, and that's with some losses as well. So I think it does, but if you ever take more risk, it comes back. Yeah. In fact, from what I can gather, when people start to build pots, they actually risk a bit less. Now, when I started trading, I started with currency with a British trader called Andrew Lockwood, who worked for lots of big city banks and traded in the London Stock Exchange during the 80s as a pit trader. And he said to me, keep your trade risk to around about 1 to 3% maximum, so around about 2%. He trades, his risk is never more than 0.5%. Now, if we risked 0.5%, it would take us 10 years to build an account, but and he said a lot of the big institutional guys, they only risk 0.5%. So I suppose if you've got a massive pot and 0.5% gives you a good living, then it makes sense. Okay, so it's interesting what's going on here. So that measured move is played out. I don't trust people who don't show you their live trades. Well, he has a you can pay to join it. I do genuinely believe him because when you listen to him talk, he is very technical, but he does have a forum that you can join, I think, or something. But I know what you're saying. It depends on the trader, I think. There are traders that I know that, I take what they tell me with a pinch of salt. Yeah, there are some traders. I don't lie about my trading. Most of you guys, a lot of you guys have been with me from the beginning. You've seen me shine and you've seen me fall flat on my face. But there's my accounts. Those are what I've made today. Mine are doing okay. My accounts, I've got 4 PAs at the moment. One's at $1,700. I'll drag in. There we go. The PA, the two, I don't want to bring me, because you'll have me in the codes, I don't think it matters anyway, but there's me 2 evaluations, you can see. I've just done a micro. They're both passed. This is a new evaluation I started. I always do them a bit more. And these are my 4 PA accounts. One's up just under $1,700. One's at 8 something. One's at 5 something. One's at 6 something. And I've had these about 5 days, I think, something like that. But I've got no. I don't know why people, hide stuff. I don't know. I know. Oh, look, there's a second entry long there. That's so tempting, isn't it? In fact, I'm going to toggle off and just trade one contract, one, and my PAs, if that works. 1, 2. You could say it's a triple test as well.
Order filled.
Just up to here. Let me just check. Am I just trading the 1? I am, aren't I? Yeah, just trading the 1. It is a second entry long. We do seem to be in a bit of a channel here. 17 and 7.5, 18.75, 19.75. It is a second entry long, but it is a bit congested, actually. We'll see. In fact, I might bring that down and put it just below there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 3.25 point risk. Just in case we have 2 legs, let me have a look. 17.75, 8, 2 points. Just going for 2 points. Just trading one of them. Yeah, it's gone really sideways. I'm going to get out for break even here. Excuse me a second. Sorry about that. Not a good time for a phone call from your wife. Leg down, leg down. Oh, I'm so tempted to give this an extra tick. Leg down, push up. Let me have a look. I'm only trading one of the accounts. That's below there anyway. I've got 4 PA accounts at the moment. Lost that one. Well, I've given it an extra tick or an extra couple of ticks from here. It does look like 2 legs. It is a bit risky, but I'm risking the 1 account, not all of them. Okay, so that would have taken that out. So let's see what happens now. It's going down. You think so? Maybe it is. Nothing I can do now, really. I don't want to just come out. It was a second entry long.
Stop filled.
Oh, well. Okay. Good job. I just traded the 1 account then. Okay. I'm not too bothered with that. So that's not valid then, is it? Okay. Oh well. Yeah, I got trapped there. I shouldn't have drew that bigger channel. It's okay, it's only the one account. Never move stop losses. I don't usually, but usually I'll give them an extra tick, and in a lot of cases they pull me out of it. So there we go. Okay, so at least that was just on the one account, so that's not terrible. I can live with that. That stop fill. Yeah, well, because I stream, I don't have it on. So... I thought that was okay, actually. Where did I go there? Well. Don't monkey with your trades. Surprisingly, the odd tick does make a difference. What I try and do is actually get in right on the close of the bar, wait for it to trigger. That saves me a tick, and then I usually give it one tick below, but there we go. Yeah, see. See, I don't know. I don't think we've finished going up yet, personally. Looks like a spike in channel to me. Maybe this is just a break. Let's see if we got anything from them yet, anyway. So that looks like 2 legs down to me. I don't think we've finished going down yet. Going up yet, sorry. Oh, Max finishes down here. Doesn't help us at the moment. You have that spike in channel. Yeah, I think we're still going up at the moment, personally. Perhaps this is just a break because we broke this high. I don't know. We'll see. Let's have a look. So there is some liquidity at 20. There's some at 29. We'll see what happens. Speech has stopped now. Go for that. Does look like 2 legs. We'll see. Maybe some stops there, see to push through. Or possible second entry short. So hard to say if that comes short. It's still choppy as hell, isn't it? Congested. Yeah, so we could have a leg down, 2 legs up and another leg down. Let's have a wee look at this. Yeah, I don't think we're finished going high. I don't know, actually, to be honest with you. Perhaps it's a leg down, 2 legs of correction, another leg down. So tempted to take that one. No trades yet for Penguin, no. Does look like a leg with 2 legs of correction. Yeah, there's some at 20, isn't there? It's a break out of this channel, so it looks like a valid channel for me, but what do I know? What do I know? Oh, no, I know. See, If anybody took that, it's triggered. Oh. Leg down, one leg, two leg. Yes, if you got anywhere there, that's coming down, I'd say. It gives us a lower high. You could, it's weird, isn't it? See this starting to push. You've got a nice big bull bar ending on its high, thinking we're going to make a higher low, triggers, drops. So it's probably going to be a lot of traders jumping in there, maybe thinking, oh, here we go. That one's finished on its high. We're above the EMA. Let's go long, and we're going to push up. And then look what's happened. Liquidity at 210 down here. Well, yeah. Okay, that measured moves almost bar played out. And it's frustrating, that. There's 44.11. So, yeah, there is. I suppose we've all got one goal in mind to make money, haven't we? Just wondering whether we can move this a bit higher. Body touch, maybe. 44.11 done. Nicely done. Next lump of liquidity is here. It does seem to be working in there, doesn't it? So that does look like a range, doesn't it? Going for dinner. Take care. Thanks, Sania. Appreciate it, mate. Appreciate all your advice there, bud. I was on a PA, mate. One of the PAs. You can see it down here. That one there. 348. That one there. So what I'm doing at the moment, because I've had that loss, I'm just keeping to that one account at the moment and try and work and getting that one back up rather than taking the rest in. Because obviously after a loss, it affects you a little bit, doesn't it? So I'd rather just trade that one PA account now and see if I can get back that 3 points or 3.5 points or whatever. Still got that area down here, so if we can... So that's the target. We've had a bit of an overshoot here, so may push a bit higher. So if we can get a second entry long, it's just so choppy, isn't it? It's hard to know exactly what's going on. Whether they're going higher, lower, no idea. This 11 area again. Okay, try to go once. Possible second entry long off this liquidity level. .5 points from that big picture failure. Big picture failure. I'm not sure what you mean there, bud. Ooh, that's tempting.
Order filled.
11, 12, 13. $12, 13, 14, 3.25. I like the way it's pushed through that liquidity and pushed up. See what goes. First entry, second entry long.
Stop filled.
2 points. I just didn't want to risk it. It might go a bit higher, but we're up to the EMA. As far as I'm concerned, at least I've got back 200 odd back. That'll do. That'll do. 2 points, or was it 2.25 points? Can't remember. I'm just happy to get back to the EMA. Okay, and it's still only on that one account as well, so managed to get back 300, 200 on that. Let me have a look. I like the bar. We pushed down. We know this area of 11, which is around about here. We pushed through it and ended up nice and bullish. Second entry long, so there we go. Might go higher. I'd rather just get out the EMA and not push me luck. I'd rather take two safer trades than try and get one. And what do we get? 11.5, 12.5, 13.5, 2.25 points. That'll do, mate. What was the one I lost? What was that? I didn't like that, did I? There. Oh, it was the long, wasn't it? 4, 5, 6, 7, 3.75 points. Poof. Thank you, mate. Yeah, I didn't see a problem with there. We clearly broke that. We know there's that lump of liquidity in that area that Sally mentions here. We pushed below it, ended up nice and strong. So obviously made more than that. Could have sat on it, but I don't know. Sometimes it'd be a shame to make $200 and then to see it come back and take me out. That $200 is, or $225, whatever it was. It's got me to within a decent amount now. One more trade and that's back in the green again. Shame about that. I was that focused on making a new high after this. I didn't see the 3 bars, or I didn't focus it. You know, the trouble is sometimes it moves that quick and we had a little bit of a push. It just looked like a couple of legs, but that's a shame. There we go. And I moved my stop. I put it behind there. Sometimes it makes a difference. I shouldn't do it really, or I should just move it 1 point. I ended up moving it 3 tick, sorry. But there you go. See, that was an okay trade. That one, I think that would have been nice whether it was the news, which is a shame really, because it went about $150 and then turned. But there you go. It's not often I do 4 trades in a day. But I think all in all, the 3 accounts are up $100. That's down $130. So I'm down $31 on the day. And I've managed to get that up nice. So I'm just, if I take another trade, it'll just be on that one. I'm going to leave these alone for now. Now look at that, typical, isn't it? One account. Well, the reason I'm trading the one account is because I reduced to one account when I took that trade, and the one account went down. So I'd rather just focus on that one account for now and leave the other ones, because that had a little bit of an impact on me. So I thought, let's just keep it safe. So another 1.5, I'll get that back in the green, and then I'll switch over then to switch back over to okay, so that's a measured leg, isn't it? Switch back over to the rest of the accounts. I'd rather just focus on getting that one sorted. Okay, so that's made a measured leg out perfectly, and every time we've hit this area and we get a bearish bar, we've come down. So let's see what happens. Let's get an order ready just in case we get a nice bearish bar. Let's keep it in mind though, that is in a bit of a channel. Not that it made a difference there, did it? Nor there. Oh, it did make a new high there, but actually, let's get rid of that.
Order cancelled.
Okay, liquidity level still 20. If we hit that 20 level, that's an area where I think about going short or close to it. Just there and above it, there's 300-400 orders. Okay, it's clearly working in that area there. Oh, nice little bearish bar there. Bit too close to that lump of liquidity for me. 4, 5, 6, 700 orders around here. So I've got to be a little bit careful there. May hold that actually, because it's quite high compared to these two. It may hold. Breaks above there, it might hit that 20. Very choppy day in it, no argument there. Yeah, 220, there's over 500 orders there. I'll be surprised if it doesn't hit that, and if it does hit that, it may have a quick drop. Yeah, 20 and 20 and a half. Between 20 and 21, there's over 1,000 orders. So between 20 and 21, between that area there, may push right through both, actually. It's hard to say. Okay, we're in that area now where we're picking up all those sell orders. It's hard to say. It could go higher. It's hard to say. Let's see if we get a real nice strong drop on a buy here. So that's pushed straight through all that liquidity. Let's see what happens now. Bunch of sell orders. You expect it to come down, wouldn't you? Not go up. God, if only you knew if only you could read these markets a bit. I mean, look at that. I got in there, but look at that. If I'd have held, you could have got 10 points there. Do wonder sometimes whether it just literally, when you get that one, move it up to the next bar, and the next bar, and the next bar. And if you'd have done that, you'd have been taken out here, but that'd have been fine. Okay, so there is some liquidity up here. Now, will it make it? It's hard to say. We didn't think that one would, but look. That measured leg would take us bloody close. We may do. Sally did mention that was a target area where yesterday's highs were. So just wondering whether we seem to be maybe moving into some form of an uptrend here. It's possible, but it's very... I don't know. I mean, it's touched twice. I don't think it is. Maybe if it touches here and then touches here and a few more times, it may work out in the end, but I don't know. Liquidity 44.30. Yeah, there's a lump at 29, some at 25, a low between, I mean, there's over $1,000 between 23 and 25, which is this area here. You think when you hit these areas, maybe sell where this. Obviously, if you bought that and you want to sell it there, that looks like a sell order, obviously for obvious reasons, because it sells your buy order. But you know, trouble is, if you've got a lot of people selling, where did you get that measured move tool? That one there. It's here, mate. If you haven't got these, to get these tools here. You've got to join Max Group, which is $125 a year. But if you haven't got these, you can just do this, just do that, and then sort of right-click, copy and paste it, and then obviously do your second leg like that. I don't think there's anything else that does it on here. I might be wrong, but there is a bunch of tools in here. I never really looked at these too much. GAN fan. How was that? Yeah. No, but these come with Max. If you're a part of Max, you can just download them. Don't know why that comes up on the screen above. It's that just patch toolbar price action trading system. So if you are part of Max Group, you can just download them for free. But they're really powerful, these things. I mean, I got rid of that one, but you could see how accurate that was. I went from the bottom here to there, and then right from the bottom. Look at that. Got it closed. Perfect. So they really give you a good idea of, you know, if you took a trade up here, it's hard to say. The trouble is because I'm working in this range, and these are range tops for me. So in a lot of cases, you fade the range. I expected this to come back, but then I saw what was happening. But I didn't imagine it would make a full measured leg. But the more you see this, the more you get into these trades, I suppose, the more your confidence builds, and you may just sit in there a bit. And then when you sit in here, just move it up to each individual bar, and you'd have got most of the way up there. But I'm not at that level of confidence where I can do that yet. But maybe in the future, if you've got nice, big, healthy bank balances, then you may sit on that. You know, maybe got per couple of. Once you get up to that bar, you're at break even. Then you're not going to lose anything. So you maybe get 9 or 10. You can use the fib extension tool. What for the? I don't. That doesn't give you a measured move. I don't think, does it? I don't think that will. I don't know. I've not used it too much with this strategy. I don't use it at all. Once in a blue moon, just out of curiosity, if anything. But so, Sania said if it holds above here, above the 220, maybe looking for longs. Did he say that? I don't know. I mean, we have got liquidity at 24, 25, and 29. So It's a funny old day, isn't it? It's almost like three sort of different tiers, isn't it? You're working sideways here, working sideways here, a couple of pushes up, sideways here. So we could do the same, push up, and then work in this angle, in which case we may end up having an overall channel. But at the moment, it doesn't look like anything, does it? Trouble is, well, obviously we're working in this area, aren't we? So these tops, whenever we're getting these tops, this one here, we came back down. Same here, same here. This one's actually broken out. So do you fade it? It's so hard to say at the moment. I can't see anything that shows me any type of a trend channel. In which case, lead me to think that maybe we are going higher. You can't really, there's nothing there really. Yeah, they can be dangerous. And the fib extensions. And that one there. About like that. Oh, is that what you mean, like that? Is that what it does? Yeah, trouble is it puts a load of stuff on your chart, doesn't it? Push up. Well, but I don't know. I'm assuming 100%. Is it 100% of that? I suppose it is, isn't it? Yeah, it's just... it covers your chart so much. It's just as easy to do it with these. Just do that, and then copy and paste. And then obviously do your... but yeah, if you are a member of Max, just obviously just download it and you're away. You're away. Yeah, it does seem to be working up with a fashion. We definitely got a bullish imbalance, haven't we? After this initial push down. If you look at this, it's higher than that, that's higher than that, that's higher than that, and so on. We do seem to be working up, don't we? With the exception of this little bit here. See, there is some liquidity there and up here, so I'm not sure whether we're going to bounce back here first before we push it higher. It's hard to say at the moment. I mean, it's clearly just going sideways. So there's no real indication of whether we're going higher or lower. No idea. So I think Sandy said if we can stay above the 220, we may be going higher. Okay, I'm just going to nip off just for 2 minutes. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. In fact, no, I'm going to sit on all this just in case this is a failed breakout and we get something really bullish just back into the range. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Let's just...
Order
I'm still only
submitted.
trading on the one account at the moment. I'd rather get that back up. I've had a couple of losses and a couple of wins, so my calmness isn't probably as good as it normally is. So I'm probably just going to trade the one trade. Just trade the one account for now. Does a lot less damage. See what happens. Just hope it doesn't go up too far. And there's clearly a lot of liquidity up above from 24 onwards. So if this can finish bullish, then I'll take it. I think it's come back to the EMA. That big red bar's held the EMA and obviously touched on the top of here as well. So we'll see. If it doesn't end perfectly, I won't take it. I mean, you can count this as a first entry or you can reset it. You can do either. So technically, you can say it's a second entry long. It's also a failure technically because we haven't broke below any of those bars. That's our first break, break below the push up. So it's a failure technically as well. I like the way it's come back and sat on here. I'm sure Sally said if we can stay above 220, hold above 220, maybe going higher. So if that ends up bullish, that'll keep us above 220. I'm just going to hold on to my bladder a minute. See what happens here. It might not work. If it ends perfect, then I'll take it. I don't think it's going to anyway. It's not going to, is it? Okay. No. It might
Order
try again.
cancelled.
Okay. Quick 2-minute break. Okay. Unfortunately, nothing to take there. Maybe push out a bit. Maybe have another second entry. Start made 2 attempts to go lower. Who knows? Now that would be a second entry long if it ended bullish, and it would be above that 220. And it's bounced a couple of times on top of it, yeah.
Order submitted. No, I'm not interested. Order canceled.
Something's not right. I think that's more like that. Means it could come back in. You're in second entry long. I'm not sure, to be honest with you, what's going on. Hate it when it goes slow like this. Well, Sania did say, I'm sure he said if it holds above 220, and he thinks longer. So as long as it can hold where it is now, yeah, you may be okay. Nothing worse than being in a trade when it's going sideways. You may be okay there. It's just a bit congested for me. I've managed to get a chunk of that one account back. I'm only $130 shy, so I've got to be extra careful. Yeah, it's painful. I think you might be okay. Sania did say if it hovers above there, he thinks you're okay. Just trying, isn't it? I do like that bar. In fact, I'm
Order
going to get in on
filled.
a limit order. Just see if I can't get 6 ticks out of it. Might add 21.75, 22.75. Might be slow, yeah. I kind of like that as a sort of a higher low. That second entry short has triggered. It is holding above 220. My patience is starting to dwindle. I can feel it. I wouldn't ordinarily have taken that trade. So after this, I think I'm going to knock it on the head, come win or lose, I think. I wouldn't have normally have done that. I mean, we've pushed up. We've gone sideways. We have dropped right to the bottom, so I do expect it to push up. But it wasn't a good enough setup for me to get involved, really, so I should have stayed out of that. I can feel my patience going along there, and yeah, I've done a lot of trades today. After this trade, I'm just getting out of it. Could be 2 legs down and take you out. I don't know. It's just, it's not looking good, this trade, put it that way. That as a higher low, I think. We've come down a few times on this EMA, and I kind of like that bar. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. In fact, I'm going to get out for well, there is a second entry short which is triggered there, so I think we're okay. Let's have a look. 21.75, 22.75. Let's put that there. In fact, no, I'm getting out for break even. I am. It's just not worth it. In fact, it might push above there. No, let's just get out for break even. I like the way it's bouncing quite a few times on there and trying to push high. If it gets above there, because some failures might take that. If it gets above there, I think it's okay. It's got to get above there. And Sania mentioned if it holds at 220, and it's holding there at 220. There's liquidity at 25. If it breaks above there, I think we're okay. I like that bar. It's a good indication of pushing up. And then it does that. That's frustrating, isn't it? Yeah, Sani did say if it holds above 220 long, looks like a couple of legs back, but yeah. Couple of ticks above break even, yeah. It does look like it's slowly working. Oh, I don't know, it's hard to say, isn't it? No. Get above there, I think we might be okay. We've pushed down. It is slowly starting to work. We'll see. Or am I just trying to convince myself? Who knows? It is horrible how it's going sideways, isn't it? Yeah, you might be right, mate. Let's get out for a tick. Okay, let's not piss around. Let's just get out. Don't know what's going on. Don't like what's going on here. I'll tell you what. Let's put that there, and let's put that there. No, let's just get out. Stop messing around.
Target filled.
Thank God for that. Out for break even. It's probably going to rocket up as well. It's typical, and when it goes like this, it starts to work, doesn't it? That is a failure. And it's also a second entry short. You know, I still kind of like that. It's a second entry short there. But I'm out for break even anyway. That's me done for the day. So I'm up $105 there and down $139 there. So I'm down about $35, so I can live with that. How do you know if that's above liquidity? I can see I'm looking at Bookmap now, and there's liquidity at 25. There's strong liquidity up here. It does look like it's working up. But there you go. That's it for the day. I'm going to knock it on the head now. So I'm just about $30 down, so I can live with that. So that's it for today, folks. So bye for now. See you guys tomorrow. I'll be here again, same time, but okay. So take it easy, and I will catch up with you all same time tomorrow. Bye for now.